See, there was a thunderstorm up there. It's completely dry, and I can tell you why. And I brushed my leg against something. Hey guys, it's Tristan here, also known as Weekends Outside FL, formerly to some of the subscribers I have, who I appreciate with all the hiking videos I did in 2023 and 2024. Been a while since I got outside. I'm going to go to some fire roads and some weird things here nearby, and appreciate you guys joining me to see what kind of things we can find. Maybe we'll find some cool wildlife or tortoises or who knows what's out there, but let's take a look. So I'm on the connector to the Gainesville-Hawthorne Trail. I'm probably about a half a mile, maybe a little more, from the technical trailhead of the Gainesville-Hawthorne Trail. This is my area. I live near here. This is my backwoods, and I really feel blessed living here, being so close on foot to all this nice stuff. You know, there's a lot of people who live in neighborhoods, even nice neighborhoods sometimes, who don't have immediate access to beautiful trails and backwoods, because where I live is right on the edge of town near all this stuff. But at the same time, it's really close and accessible to Gainesville itself. All I have to do is walk a mile the other direction, and we have Depot Park up there. We got Goldie's Burgers. Have you ever had a Goldie's? If you haven't had a Goldie's, you're missing something. Those burgers are to die for. Anyway, that's not where I'm going today. I'm going the opposite direction. That's about a mile and a half behind me. So, in a minute, we get to the fire road. This beautiful, luscious green. You know, Florida, that's what I love about Florida. It's not quite tropical here. It's still too far north, but in the summer and in like 9 months out of the year, it is kind of tropical. So on my right, this is like preservation area. This is kind of like adjacent or part of Sweetwater Preserve. This part you're not supposed to go inside on the right here. Besides, if you go in there, you're gonna get all kinds of ticks. There's no trails on this part. The trails are up ahead about a quarter mile for Sweetwater. If I have enough energy, I might go in there today to Sweetwater, because I've done videos in there before, a couple of them. It's been a long time. It's a beautiful, beautiful loop. There's like loops inside of loops. Anyway, over here is the fire roads in like the random land. I think it's owned by the state or something. And so I'm gonna go in there. So this hasn't been cleared super recently, maybe a couple weeks. So 3 months ago, I made a music video called My Mr. Cat, and I filmed it. And here, I was in the woods dancing among the green, and I brushed my leg against something that irritated it really badly. I was worried it was poison oak, but it wasn't because it went away after like a half hour. Usually poison oak, if you get that, you're stuck with it for a couple weeks. You can see there was a thunderstorm up there. For a couple hours, we were getting booms. It was pretty cool. It didn't hit us directly though like it did yesterday. It's kind of hit or miss every day with those. But anyway, I'm be able to do more videos, and you can see if you've been following me that I've done a ton of music videos. In fact, I've been cranking them out so much in the last couple weeks, the algorithm has like started to freak out and get sketched out by me. And it's not pushing some of my stuff as much as it usually does, because I think I've been doing it too frequently. It kind of thinks it's spam. So even this video, I'm going to schedule it a few days out so the algorithm plays nice. But I have more time to do these, because actually, compared to a couple years ago when I was doing hiking videos, I had some neurological changes going on in my brain. A couple things are sketchy. One, I had an MRI done in 2021 for other reasons, and I uploaded it, and it said that there might be like evidence of lesions and brain tumors that are benign. Like, they'd be benign because they're not malignant, because I wouldn't be here from that long ago if it was. But they're kind of sketchy. Logical changes, and I wound up not being able to work. I couldn't keep working. I can produce music at home because I'm not like adhering to all the rules and the intense phone work and everything. And I could do that, but I couldn't work anymore. And because of those changes, I had nothing else to do, so start making a lot of music. My mind wanders in dreams. I'm like in kind of like an ethereal space where I'm like kind of half there and not there at the same time. It's actually really beautiful. I really enjoy it. It's not a good sign for my health, but you know, sometimes you get to a point in life. I'm 41 years old, so I'm kind of younger for these kind of things, these kind of changes to be happening. But I used to headbang to music my whole childhood, and that gives people CTE if you do that hard enough. And I did it very hard for many years. So I think some of the changes that I've had are probably related to chronic traumatic encephalopathy, or CTE. If you know people who are autistic and they slam their head in the sofa because they're rocking out to music every day, all day, I'd say don't do it, but there's no way they were going to stop me from doing that when I was a kid. I needed to do that. I had to do it. There was no way I wasn't going to do it. So just kind of, I don't have any regrets for doing that. But not doing it anymore because I'm really tall and I just kind of rock out and roll smoothly. I don't slam my head. So, we got a flower. And what are these? See these little like melon looking things on it, but they're spiky, so they can't be melons. If you guys know what that is, let me know in the comments. I made a mistake. I did not put mosquito repellent on, but you want to know what's really strange? They're not bothering me. I don't know if it's because of changes in my diet or that I wear a lot of cologne. I've like developed a collection of men's colognes, inexpensive ones, nothing crazy, but I have little men's colognes and I love alternating, spraying the different smells while I'm on my own. There's a lizard. You see the little guy? Hi. It's hard to get videos of lizards. I see them more than any other animal for the most part, but they're really hard to film because they're skittish and they get out of the way really quickly. But yeah. Can you guys hear that? I don't know what that is, what kind of bird, but it's rare. I haven't heard that before. Just want to get on here. I made a mistake. I did not put mosquito repellent on, but you want to know what's really strange? They're not bothering me. I don't know if it's because of changes in my diet or that I wear a lot of cologne. I've like developed a collection of men's colognes, inexpensive ones, nothing crazy, but I have little men's colognes and I love alternating, spraying the different smells while I'm on my own. There's a lizard. You see the little guy? Hi. It's hard to get videos of lizards. I see them more than any other animal for the most part, but they're really hard to film because they're skittish and they get out of the way really quickly. But yeah, I'm not getting mosquito bites, and I haven't sprayed a lot today. Maybe last time was overnight, but my sister told me that if you wear a lot of men's cologne, they'll leave you alone much more than if you don't. Usually in past months, even last year or whenever, when I'm outside in the warm season like this, I usually get attacked by mosquitoes really quickly. But today, not one single bite, and I've been out here for a half hour now in the swampy, wet Florida suburban woods. So, yeah, I think maybe I've been so much on the cologne recently that it's gotten into my blood, and maybe that just offends them and they stay away, and I'm not gonna complain about that. Here's another lizard. I think same species as before. He's gone. Okay. So, since I've been doing the music, I've been making music videos, and whereas when I did the hiking videos, I was using the simple Adobe Rush. But no, since I started doing music videos, I increased my craft, and I've been doing Adobe Premiere Pro, which is insane in the things that you can do with it and the technical complexity. I hope that's not thunder. I don't think so. Okay. So, yeah, I've been doing Premiere Pro, and so what I'm gonna do is, just for an added like treat for you guys when I do hiking videos now, I'm gonna occasionally layer on effects or layer on scenes and give you a visual treat for your viewing pleasure, because I can make things look really cool and do some really pretty colors with that. So West Trail, Sandy Trail. I'm gonna go Sandy Trail. I know where the west one goes. I've been in here maybe 5 or 6 times in the last couple of years, so I know the layout. But so But yeah, as far as missing the hiking thing and not doing much of it lately, there's kind of a piece of me that felt like I was missing, because even though I felt that I was missing something by not doing the hiking, in reality, I had done most of what is in the area or what's easily accessible. If I had continued doing the hiking content at the rate that I was doing it, I would have had to start driving out of the area more. I think right before I slowed down on it, I had done an overnight trip in Etonia Creek State Park. And then after that is when I tapered off, because I started to have to drive an hour or more to locations for the trails, because I had covered everything that's in the area. I'd done like this and that, and so that's part of why. But now it's been so long, I can go back to all these places and do more videos, because things change in that amount of time. There might be new animals, there might be different foliage. There's a bird, you see. So like, it's kind of like after 2 years, you can do a revisit in another video, and people will like that. It's not so repetitive. So, it said Sandy Trail pointing this way, but I knew that it was kind of like not Sandy Trail because it's actually wetter on this side than the other way. Okay. See this? This is almost no doubt an amanita. Never eat those, obviously. Never eat any wild mushrooms because you just don't. You know, this one will kill you. One mushroom is enough to kill you and put you in critical condition. So I don't like them. They bother me. But here's the photo of one. Florida's special species of harvester ants. Harvester ants are a type of ant that collect a lot of things, and they're aggressive and they bite hard. They're usually like a tan red color to like almost black color. And there's many different species over different states in this country and other countries. And this is a particular breed that's specific to Florida. So there they are. These ones don't build super tall mounds. The harvester ants in Nevada, where I grew up, build really tall mounds, and they look similar, but they're not the same species. Because the storms were in the area a couple hours ago, there's still nobody out here. It's kind of creepy, actually. It's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. You would think it'd be full of people. The storms are long gone, and they don't see the substance in the sky that says, hey, the storms are done, nothing's gonna build up upwind of us, because that substance has that kind of like blankety gray look. That means there's no rising pockets of air, so you're not gonna see a storm. But they're not out. I'm completely by myself. So here, look at this. This is the creek. Usually when I'm in here, it's making trickling noises and flowing. Here's a dragonfly and it's green. I don't know if you see that yet. Look at that. Or something. I don't know what that is. That's not a dragonfly. That is some sort of... If you know what that is, tell me in the comments. But cool. But this is usually flowing with water and trickling. You can see this before. It says there's a sinkhole pond. I've passed it, not seen it in the past. So I'm gonna go down here real quick to make this unique. Alligators. So check it out. It's a swamp. It's a sinkhole. That's why I hear all kinds of birds. It's a place to sit down. Cool. Well, other than going inside of it, which I'm not going to do, that's pretty much that, but it's really pretty.